And when we come back, it'll be time to play the game. The Badgers, the Thunderbirds, when we come back right after this.
I guess the fans didn't get the memo about the game over there. I mean, look at that. Wow.
Well, they do have to come all the way from Bullhead City.
Yeah.
So they're probably listening to us right now, most of them.
My school district is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for students. Hi, I'm...
Oh, there you go. That's smart.
Missy Townsend, Prescott High School Athletic Director. Prescott Unified School District is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for students.
Along with Ron Williams, as we are almost set for tonight's game and kickoff just a few minutes away. And I thought we were going to have the national anthem
Prescott High School Athletic Director.
But looks like there's some sort of delay going on, Ron. No idea what exactly this is about.
Well, the Badgers are lined up in the end zone down there waiting, and the color guard is on the track. I don't see the Mohave players out on the field yet.
I guess that's actually, here comes Mohave right now. I think that's what we were waiting for. So Mohave just about ready to get out on the field, and again, this is what the delay was. And while we got some time here, folks, let's get to our Friday football forecast. And really not much to say here for the forecast. We have terrific weather for tonight's final Badgers home game of the year. Clear skies, about 59 degrees at kickoff time. Winds from the southwest at 5 to 9 miles per hour. And by the time the final quarter is over, should be about 52 degrees. So I don't think you could ask for a better night for a football game.
No, not at all. It makes you feel like you're glad to be in October.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it is getting a little chilly out there, but not too bad. As Mohave finally takes the field under their coach, Rudy Olvera. Prescott on the far side of the end zone, getting ready to come on the field. And again, like I said, a bit of a delay here as fans rise for what appears to be, looks like they were about ready to go with the national anthem.
As always, performing our national anthem tonight is the pride
as
of
the
Prescott
junior
marching
ROTC
band.
color guard coming in to present the colors as they turn to face the audience. And it looks like we should be getting the national anthem soon here. National anthem performed here by the Pride of Prescott Marching Band. And you are listening to Prescott Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where the time is coming up on 7 o'clock. And we thank you for joining us here on our Prescott Badger Football broadcast. Also on the live stream as well, courtesy of the Prescott Media Center and Bolt Internet. Now, Ron, it looks like the Badgers are finally ready to take the field. Again, a bit of a delay getting going here as we were waiting for Mohave to come on the field. And, of course, also tonight was senior night and a very nice senior night presentation. Not only recognizing the senior football players for Prescott, but also recognizing the senior members of the cheerleading squad and also the Pride of Prescott Marching Band.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed that they've done for this game is they've moved the Pride of Prescott Marching Band down by the snack bar, so it makes it a little more difficult for us to hear them. They used to be down below the press box here to the right.
Yeah. Well, at least they'll be able to be closer to get some hot dogs during halftime.
There you go.
So the cheerleaders lining up ready to form a gauntlet for Prescott to run out of their inflatable. And here come the Badgers, decked out in their home blue jerseys, white helmets. Mohave on the other side of the field in their all-white jerseys.
Hey, fellas! Both sides ready!
Mohave, of course, they've had a very up-and-down season this year. And, of course, with a super young team comes plenty of mistakes. And most of those mistakes came in the first couple of games, as you can probably tell by the losses to River Valley and Lake Havasu. And then you look at Peoria with a 49-0 loss there. But, again, Ron, it's like the one thing to gain experience is just playing games. And it seems like the more games that Mohave has had under their belts, the better they've done. So certainly a team the Badgers cannot take lightly tonight.
The game that followed the 49-0 loss to Peoria was a 70-49 win over Dysart. Now, Dysart's not a power by any stretch of the imagination, but still, that must have been a wild game to have seen.
Oh man, I can't imagine all the touchdown calls that had to be called there. So both the Badgers and Mohave captains lining up near midfield. And of course, folks, one of the things we'll be doing tonight is keeping you posted on the American League Championship Series, Game 5 from the Bronx. And let's see how things are going there. End of the 8th inning, 4-1 Yankees.
Well.
Yay.
Well, it's only one game, John. The Astros will still have a 3-2 lead if this holds out.
Well, the Astros should win tonight and eliminate the Yankees and go on the World Series. You know, I've heard it said when you're doing stuff like this, you shouldn't let your bias show. You shouldn't let everyone know who your favorite teams are, the teams you don't like. Well, that's, I guess, the rules of other people. I tend not to follow that rule, as I think you and everyone who's ever listened to a Prescott football broadcast can tell.
Well, we're a hometown, so we need to, support our home team here.
Yeah.
So that's a little different.
Oh, yeah. I'm talking about in the professional levels.
There you go.
I can definitely say, hey, I like the Phillies and the Red Sox, and I hate the Yankees. And meanwhile, Yankee fans out there are probably saying, shut up, Rust. Now I hope the Yankees win just to irk you.
Well, time will tell, right?
Yeah. So Mohave and Prescott out on the field, and we are just about ready to get going with our game tonight.
Mohave to kick off. The Badgers back to receive to start the game.
So it will be Mohave kicking off to begin the proceedings here. Prescott will receive. Kicking the ball for Mohave. Is number 17, Angel Ortiz. And that one is fielded by Prescott, and here they come up the field. And that's Ethan Pena at the 20, making the turn, finds a nice gap. Pena up to about the 34-yard line before he is finally brought down.
Yeah, nice return by Ethan going up there. He got the ball about the 10-yard line and weaved his way up to the 34.
Ball marked down at the 34-yard line. First down and 10, Badgers.
So the Badger offense taking the field. They are led by quarterback Dylan Boyd. Boyd this season, 770 passing yards, 10 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Also 393 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. There's the handoff. Looks like it's Espitia going right up the middle, and Espitia under the pile. And it looks like he was pushed back. Minimal gain at the most for Espitia.
Yeah, Silas tried to go off the right tackle there and was greeted by a couple of the Thunderbirds for a 1-yard gain.
1 yard gain on the run. Second down.
So second and 9 now for the Badgers. Ball game just underway from Bill Shepard Field. First year of the new turf and the new look for the Shep. 2 receivers either side now for Prescott. Espitia in motion. Low snap. Boyd going to keep it himself. Boyd finds a huge gap. Boyd takes off at the 50. Boyd at the 40. Boyd at the 30. And as we say in New Jersey, forget about it.
Touchdown.
Dylan Boyd breaking off.
65 yards.
Thank you. You're much faster with math in your head than I am. A 65-yard touchdown run by Dylan Boyd. putting the Badgers on top early. And some great blocking there by the Badger O-line, Ron.
Yeah, that was a nice fake by Dillon, too. He made the fake in the backfield and then tucked the ball to his hip and went around the left side, and there's nothing but clear skies.
Clay Gross ready to kick the extra point here for Prescott. Line drive kick through the uprights. And at 11:02 left to go, less than a minute into this game, Prescott with the lead, 7-0 over Mohave. We're going to take a 30-second break here on our Badger football broadcast. We'll be back with more right after this.
Stand up and shout!
We got every. Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust, Ron Williams. Badgers kicking away after that 65-yard touchdown run by Dylan Boyd. And return man for Mohave getting wrapped up by the Badgers and dropped at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was Chris Flores with the return. Not much to go there.
By Chris Flores.
Flores, probably a name you're going to hear a lot today.
Colin Aldridge.
Not very big, but a very resilient player. 7 catches for 113 yards and a touchdown this year.
Thunderbirds take over there, first down and 10.
And now we will see Elias Resendez in at quarterback for the T-Birds. Resendez from the gun, couple backs around him. And there's the give, and not much running there for Mohave as number 2, Ryan Porter takes the ball, and it looks like he gained maybe half a yard off of that run, Ron.
Yeah, they're trying to go up the middle there, and the Prescott defense was right there on him to meet him for, he got a yard on the play, but it was
second down and 9 after the 1 yard gain. Most he could get out of that.
Second and 9 for the Thunderbirds. Receiver out to the right side, Mohave moving left to right across your radio dial and your screen. There's another run up the middle for Mohave. This time a little more
tackle on the play
yardage for the Thunderbirds.
7-yard gain on the play by
and
Raul
the ball carrier
Martinez.
there for Mohave, number 3, Raul Martinez, the sophomore, picking up about 8 yards off of that one.
Thunderbirds went a little more to the outside on that play, going off tackle, and had a little more success.
3rd and 2 now for Mohave. Ball at the 32-yard line. And again, Resendez from the gun, couple backs around him, and he gives the ball, looks like to Porter. Porter just goes into a sea of blue, and it looks like the Badgers able to push him back. No, actually, they're going to say first down.
That was a generous spot there, wasn't it, John?
I thought he might have lost some yardage there, but it looked like Porter able to keep his feet moving and get that first down for Mohave.
First down.
Yeah, it looked like he was stopped short of the 35, and they put it a couple feet over the 35, so I'm not sure where that came from, but it is first down for the Thunderbirds.
9:24 remaining in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Badgers. Prescott getting a 65-yard touchdown run from Dylan Boyd. Resendez again from the gun, and a bobble on the snap and a fumble recovery. It's Aaron Green, the hero of last week's game, picking up the fumble for the Badgers.
Mohave went into the shotgun there, and the snap went into the quarterback's shin and bounced right into Ryan Green's hands. That was almost comical.
And hey, give credit for Ryan Green for blasting through that O-line and being right there to pick up the fumble in a hurry.
So the Badgers in good position at the 32,
the Badgers
first
will
and 10.
Take over on the 32-yard line, first down and 10.
Dylan Boyd. Looks like he'll stand in the gun. Ethan Pena will stand to the left of Boyd. Receivers to either side for Prescott. Espitia in motion. Here's the flip to Espitia. Actually, I don't think that was Espitia who carried that ball. That looks like it was number 9 for the Badgers, and that's Nathan Brazino.
Yeah, Brazino took the ball this time, went around the left end. Picked up almost a first down. He got 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
So I think a little surprise there for Cody Collette. Brazino, not a name we've called out a lot this year. Actually, wait, I think they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, they are. The way they were marking it, it didn't look like he had it, but...
Well, you said it, Ron. Maybe we have a refereeing crew that gives generous spots tonight. They gave one there to Brazino. First down for the Badgers. Ball at the Mohave 22. Boyd with the throw. With the catch is Trey Kaler. Kaler dodging one tackle. Kaler at the 10, at the 5, and finally knocked out of bounds around the 3-yard line by Mohave.
What a nice move by Kaler, though. I mean, he had a Mohave player out there and juked him out of his shoes to get around him and get down to close to the goal line. First and goal for the Badgers at the Mohave 3.
That's about a 19-yard reception. Dylan Boyd to Trey Kaler. And the Badgers in great position to go up by 2 scores here over Mohave. Braden Nelson in motion, going down to the left side. And there's the give to Ethan Pena, and Pena bounces off a tackle and runs into the end zone for the touchdown. Ethan Pena from 3 yards out.
Pena just followed his blockers. It was easy going there to get in the end zone. The Badgers increased their lead to 13-0, and we haven't even played 4 minutes yet.
Well, the Badgers certainly doing a better job getting points on board in the first quarter than last week. Last week's game, it was 7-7 at halftime.
Yeah, both teams last week seemed like they were a little bit sleepwalking to me anyway.
No sleepwalking here, especially for Clay Gross as he nails that extra point. 8:28 left to go in the first quarter. Our score, Prescott 14, Mohave nothing. We'll be back after this 30-second break to Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
3-yard touchdown run by the senior, Ethan.
It's a local employee-owned company specializing in residential and commercial internet services. We are honest about our rates, and we will advise you professionally to make sure you get the service appropriate for your home or business. If you love streaming movies or are an avid gamer, check out our fastest plan that offers up to 15 megabits per second. In addition, we offer competitive pricing on computer repair services, wired and wireless systems, network wiring, hotspots, and more. Old Internet, for the fastest internet in Yavapai County.
Along with Ron Williams, 14-0 our score. We're not even 5 minutes into the first quarter, Ron, as Clay Gross with the kick. Great line drive kick, and that's going to land in the end zone. Mohave to start at the 20.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a much better start for this game for Prescott. I mean, something you need to do. You need to get out in front, take the pressure off.
By the way, folks, forgot to do this, but we got to get to our song dedication for tonight's game. And the one I'm going with is Raise Your Banner by the Dutch Symphonic Metal Band Within Temptation, as the Badgers look to raise their banner in victory one last time at Bill Shepherd Field this season. Now, they're certainly on their way to doing that with a 14-0 lead here early in the first quarter. Mohave back on offense. Resendez from the gun. Hands off the ball, run goes up the middle, and I'll tell you what, running back found a really nice gap there to get about 6 yards on that run. Looks like that was Ryan Porter, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Mojave's got some big boys up front, so they're able to get some push against our defensive line, and it's showing here when they're getting some positive yards.
Yeah, up on the line, you got Big Rick and Big Mike, Ricardo Ramirez, Michael Moss. That's what Coach Oliveira said I could call them. He says, that's what we call them. If you want to call them that on the air, go ahead. There's another run up the middle. Looks like it's Martinez. This time the Badgers were ready for the run as Martinez goes down after a few steps.
Yeah, the Badgers stuffed the hole there for sure. Speedy was in on there with Nate Goligoski.
And it looks like probably about a yard or two loss on that run by Martinez. Bring up 3rd and 3 now for the Thunderbirds.
Obviously a running situation for Mohave.
Seth McCusker going out to the left side for the Thunderbirds. Again, it's Resendez from the gun, 2 backs around him. He's going to give that one to Porter. Porter dodges one tackle and then gets sandwiched between a couple of other Badgers. Nate Goligoski in on the tackle along with Rhett Pierce.
Yeah, he tried to get past the initial line of scrimmage, initial contact, but was stopped short of the first down. So it's going to bring up 4th down and a yard for Mohave. And the Badgers seem to think that they're not going to punt.
And it looks like they are not going to punt.
It's kind of gutsy call here in your own 29.
And we're going to get a flag on the play. Someone jumped off sides, and I saw the Sam Tusher clapping, so it looks like, and it is, Mohave offsides. That'll set him back 5 yards. This time they will punt.
Yeah, the punt team's coming on the field, but yeah, they were actually going to go for it here, 4th and 1. Now it's 4th and 6.
By the way, folks, tonight's Badger game is sponsored by Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. Behind every project is a True Value. Start right, start here. Prescott True Value at 846 Miller Valley Road in Prescott. There's the punt, and that one is going to bounce out of bounds and onto the newly renovated track.
Badgers are going to start with good field position at their own 37. With 6:11 to play here in the first quarter.
14-0 the score.
Yard line.
So the Badger offense, well, they've had 2 drives in this game, and they've scored on both of them. So a tall order for Mohave here, Ron, for their defense to try and not let this game get too out of hand early on.
That's something that happened last week at Coconino. They gave up 28 points in the first quarter up there.
Ethan Pena with the run, and a good stop by the Mohave defense. About 3 or 4 of their guys in on the tackle, including Alan Hasiaga, the sophomore linebacker. Just about 2 or 3 yards gained by Ethan Pena.
Yeah, there wasn't much up the middle there for Prescott.
Going to be 2nd and 8 now for the Badgers. Receivers going out to either side. Badgers going to go with an I formation. Boyd turns it loose. Braden Nelson wide open. Nelson with the catch. And Nelson is going to go into the end zone untouched. Nelson had about 15 yards between him and the closest Thunderbird. And you want to talk about one of the easiest pass plays for a touchdown you'll ever see, Ron.
Yeah, Nelson just ran past the Mohave defender, and the ball just was laid up there nice by Dylan Boyd, and he ran right under it for the catch and moseyed on in for the touchdown.
About a 61-yard touchdown pass, Dylan Boyd to Braden Nelson. And now Clay Gross in for the extra point. Kick is up. It is good. 5:23 to go in the first quarter, and it is an offensive onslaught here for Prescott. 21-0 our score. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be back right after this.
The house is just around the corner at the store with outstanding bargains of the month, Prescott True Value. Hi, this is Suzanne Springer, and it's getting dark earlier. So light up your house with a 4-pack GE LED light bulbs, only $9.99. And keep your loved ones safe with a battery-operated carbon monoxide alarm, only $24.99. With cold weather coming, the birds will need your help finding food. So get a 40-pound bag of True Value bird food for only $9.99. Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated, 846 Miller Valley Road in Prescott.
And we're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rustin, Ron Williams, 21-0 our score. And boy, the Badgers, talk about striking first, striking hard, and striking fast. That is what they are doing here. Dylan Boyd hooking up with Braden Nelson for a 61-yard touchdown pass as Clay Gross kicks this one away for the Badgers. Not going to go into the end zone this time. Mohave returning the ball up to the 25, now the 30, and finally the return man spun into the ground at the 32-yard line. Looks like that was Chris Flores on the return.
You know, we're talking about the Badgers offensively. They already have 158 yards of total offense in the first quarter.
I just can't even imagine what those stats are going to be like come the fourth quarter if this keeps up.
Yeah, we're sitting at 5:15 to play in the first quarter.
Returner brought down on the play by the senior, Cooper Wells.
Cooper Wells with the tackle on the return. Resendez once again in the gun for Mohave. Two backs around him. He's going to hand that one. Actually, no. Resendez going to keep it himself. Resendez going to run out of bounds into the Mohave sidelines. Resendez looks like he picked up about 4 or 5 yards off of that one.
Yeah, it was a nice fake by Resendez. He just faked the handoff up the middle and kept the ball on his hip and ran around the left end.
So they're going to call that a 4-yard gain for Resendez. .5:09 to go in the first quarter, 21-0 in favor of Prescott. Ball at the 35-yard line in Mohave territory. Resendez dropping back, getting a good block. Throwing, and there's the catch by Flores. Flores at the 40, Flores at the 30, finally dragged down by the Badgers. That is number 28, Dylan Boyd. And a big touchdown reception there. Or excuse me, just a big reception there for Mohave.
Yeah, that was a wounded duck pass, too. That thing was in the air for a long time. And, since Mohave doesn't throw the ball very much, I think the Badger defenders, secondary, was sleeping a little bit on that one.
38-yard pass play. First down and 10, Mohave High School.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line in Badger territory. As Mohave determined to make a game out of this, they give it to Martinez. Martinez bulls his way up the middle. Looks like a gain of about 3 or 4 before the Badgers are able to stop him.
Yeah, once again, they're going back to their bread and butter, which is the running of the football, and getting 4 on the play will bring up 2nd down and 6.
Michael Brown, one of the Badgers, in on the tackle. 4:30 to go in the first quarter. It's a 21-0 score. Mohave looking to erase that 0 from their side of the scoreboard. They have the ball at the Badger 23. Resendez gives to Porter. Porter wrapped up from behind by Nate Goligoski. Great job by Nate pushing his way through the O-line to stop Porter and drop him back about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Goligoski got off the snap very quick and was in the backfield almost about the time the handoff was being made. Nice play by Goligoski.
It'll be 3rd and 8 for Mohave. Badgers looking for a big stop here. Austin Foster going out to the left side for the Thunderbirds. And Resendez fakes the give, looking, hurls it to the end zone, and batted down by one of the Prescott defenders. I think that might have been Jacob Police who got a hand on it.
Yeah, Police was in there. I think somebody might have run the wrong pattern, too, because there was 2 Mohave receivers that were basically almost ran into each other in the end zone.
So that'll bring up 4th down, and will Mohave go for it here? This deep into Badger territory, why not, I guess?
Yeah, you're down 21-0. It's, it's something I think you have to do.
3:37 left to go in the first quarter. McCusker out to the left side for the Thunderbirds. Resendez, short pass to Porter. Porter dekes around a tackle and then slips and falls at about the 24-yard line. I don't think a Badger got a hand on him as he fell to the ground.
That was a nice call, though, but you didn't have any lead blockers for him, Porter, out there, so he was a sitting duck, so to speak.
The Badgers will take over.
So the Badgers take over on downs and give it up for the Prescott defense as Mohave gets as close as they have been to the end zone this entire game, but the Badgers able to shut down that offense, and now they take over on offense. Dylan Boyd getting ready to lead his troops into action. All receivers deployed for the Badgers. Now Pena in motion. Boyd going to keep it himself. Gets a good block there by Trey Kaler. And now Boyd taking off on the sidelines. Boyd at the 40 and finally run out of bounds by Dylan Barella.
Once again, that was a nice fake by Boyd. That's the same play that he scored the touchdown on earlier. Didn't get the same result this time, but it had a great run down to the Mohave 44.
32-yard gain.
So they're going to call that a 32-yard gain for Dylan Boyd. And that brings the ball out to the 44-yard line in Mohave territory. 1st and 10 for the Badgers, who are up 21-0 in the first quarter. Ethan Pena with the ball. Ethan Pena dragging a couple of tacklers with him. Pena gets up to the 30-yard line, just shy of a first down.
Pena was met with initial contact at about the 40 and able to push his way and drag the defenders down to the 35. It's going to bring up 3rd and about 1.
And there's a give to Pena. Pena shrugs off a couple tacklers, and this time he does get the first down.
That's pretty much the same play, John, going off the right tackle there.
So that puts the ball at the Mohave 33-yard line, 2:48 left to go in the first quarter. Receivers to either side. There's the handoff to Pena. Pena going to the left side, finds a gap and tripped up. And now Pena's still on his feet. And Pena down at the 15-yard line. I thought for a second Barella was able to stop Pena, but Pena somehow kept his legs going and got the first down for Prescott.
It did look like he was going to go down about the 20-yard line. Like you said, somehow he managed to stay on his feet, and he kept his feet moving and just spun his way down inside the 20 to the 15. 1st and 10 for the Badgers.
Well, Ron, you said someone's going to have to step it up in Sam Jordan's absence, and it looks like Ethan Pena is the guy doing that right now. Now it's Silas Espitia with the ball. Espitia slips through the defensive line of Mohave, gets up to about the 5-yard line. That should be good for another Badger first down.
Yeah, nice run there by Silas Espitia.
On the gain, and
getting inside the 10 down to the 5. 1st and goal for the Badgers.
Badgers right back at it. Espitia with it again. Espitia slips by a couple tackles. Now gets sandwiched by about 2 or 3 Mohave defenders. And Espitia down on his back. And about a 2-yard gain there for Silas Espitia. Looks like number 66, Lucas McClure, one of the guys in on the tackle for Mohave.
Yeah, Spedius went through up the middle and was trying to get in there and just couldn't quite get enough momentum and was met by 3 or 4 defenders.
2nd and goal, ball at the 2-yard line. Boyd to Espitia again. Espitia hit from behind, dragged down to the ground.
Looks like he might have lost a yard on the play there, John.
Hasiaga, he was the one who got the initial hit on Espitia, and he gets knocked back about a yard. So 3rd and goal now for the Badgers.
Yeah, Silas is a little tired. He's coming out of the game right now. Ethan Pena's checked back in.
Receivers deployed to either side. Dylan Boyd from the gun. Pena standing right behind him. Pena with the ball. Pena with the hard hit, and Pena just misses getting into the end zone.
Yeah, he was met in the backfield there and was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th and goal for the Badgers.
Gain on the run.
And it looks like they're putting the ball at about the 4-yard line.
4th down and goal.
So give it up for Mohave. They're putting together a pretty good goal line stance against the Badgers. The score 21-0 Prescott.
Got 10 in the box for Mohave.
Boyd in the gun, Boyd under center, gives the ball to Pena, and Pena able to break off a couple tackles and get in the end zone for the touchdown.
That time he had a big enough hole. He just kind of waltzed his way in there off the tackle, and another 7 points for the Badgers.
Well, it was a good goal line stance for Mohave for the first 3 downs. That 4th down, however, Prescott able to punch it in. Ethan Pena, his 2nd TD of the night for the Badgers. Clay Gross for the extra point. And that one is good. 18 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 4 drives, 4 scores for the Badgers. It is 28-0 Prescott. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back right after this.
3-yard touchdown run by the senior, Ethan Pena.
Hey, it's Badger time, folks. This is Steve Blair, Prescott High School alumni. I'm passionate about Badger football and the love of this great community. I'm also passionate about my business, Blind Brothers of Arizona, the Originals. I truly love making homes more beautiful with the best shutters, shades, and blinds. We come to you with samples and do all the measuring and installation ourselves. We've been around for 40 years, and your satisfaction is always guaranteed. So call us today for a free estimate, 776-1845. Blind Brothers Arizona, the Originals, with Arizona in our name. Go Badgers!
And welcome back to Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust along with Ron Williams. Clay Gross kicking it away for the Badgers. This one will land in the end zone. Mohave to start at their own 20-yard line. 28-0 in favor of the Badgers. I'll tell you what, Ron, what a great offensive display we're seeing here for Prescott tonight.
Yeah, the Badgers are looking really good tonight on offense and, well, defenses too. I mean, it's been all Prescott.
And we do have a score update in the Chino Valley-Wickenburg game. Chino Valley, they are on top early, 7-0 over the Wranglers. And the Cougars looking to snap their losing streak. Bradshaw Mountain also looking to snap their losing streak as well. Bradshaw Mountain in action against Mingus tonight, right next door to us in Prescott Valley. And there's the give to Porter. Porter gets his bell rung by Ty Ross. Porter spun around and dropped.
Yeah, Ross looked like Ross knocked him down like he ran into a brick wall.
On the run. Second down and 9.
Still, Porter able to pick up 1 yard off of that, and that will end the first quarter of play from Bill Shepherd Field. Our score, Prescott 28 and the Thunderbirds nothing. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back in 60 seconds right after this.
This is Steve Sischka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. Lately, when I've had the opportunity to open the front door of our Prescott store for people as they leave or see them in the parking lot, I've thanked them for shopping Olson's. What surprises me is that in most cases I don't just get a polite nod. People are very complimentary. They say things like, wouldn't shop anywhere else, thank you for being here, and don't know what I'd do without you. These are very humbling comments, particularly when there are so many other places and ways to shop. What it all breaks down to is that if you're a great local brick and mortar retailer, people still want to experience your way of doing business. The Olson's motto since the early 2000s has been good enough just isn't. As a matter of fact, we trademarked it because that truly is the essence of our company. We love what we sell and we love the communities we serve, Chino, Prescott, Dewey, Humboldt, Flagstaff, and Clarkdale, and their surrounding areas. The next time you need pet food, treats, birdseed, feed, hay, and everything animal,
welcome back to Bill
look us
Shepherd
up.
Field. Start
See you in
of
the parking
the
lot.
second quarter of action. John Rust and Ron Williams with you. 1 yard run for Mohave. 2nd and 9 for them from their own 21-yard line. Thunderbirds down 28-0. Tell you what, Ron, if you're Mohave, what do you do to try to get yourself back into this game and not get so demoralized?
Well, you got to start with the baby steps there and just start getting some, first downs and get some positive yards and try to build on that. But yeah, it's been a tough go. The Badgers with 234 yards of total offense in the first quarter, on pace for 936 for the game, by the way.
Yikes. Resendez from the gun. Actually, a wildcat to Porter. Porter going out to the right side, and Porter hit just before he can get out of bounds, and I think Porter might have lost some yards there.
Yeah, he got strung out there on the far side, and he wasn't going anywhere. He was met by 2 or 3 Badger defenders.
Tackled on the play by the senior.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to say about 3 or 4 yard loss there for Porter. That's going to bring up 4th down, and here comes the punting unit for Mohave. Ethan Pena standing back around the Badger 40-yard line to return the punt. And that one kind of wobbles to the far side of the field, and Pena just going to let it roll to a stop at the Badger 41-yard line. So some pretty decent field position here for Prescott to start their drive, Ron.
Yeah, once again, very good field position. I mean, you start your drives at the 41-yard line, and, makes it nice.
Hey, folks. This Badger game is brought to you in part by Arizona Seamless Gutters for quality people, products, and service you can depend on. Also, tonight's game is brought to you in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't. 10:24 to go here in the second quarter. It's 28-0 Prescott. Badgers, 4 drives, 4 scores. We'll see if they can make it 5 drives and 5 scores here. There's the handoff, and that looks like it's Ethan Pena again. Pena puts his head down, slips through a couple of tacklers, and gets tripped up at around the Mohave 42-yard line. That'll be good enough for a Badger first down.
Yeah, Pena got about to midfield, and then he used a nice block from Braden Nelson there to get another 7 yards on the play down to the 43.
Looks like Austin Foster was the guy who finished off Ethan Pena's run. So 1st and 10 from the Mohave 43-yard line. 2 receivers out to the left side. And there's the give to Pena. Pena takes it, gets it up to about the 35-yard line. I think he came up just a little short of a first down. We'll see where they spot the ball. Nope, they're going to say first down.
That was Wyatt Snyder at quarterback for the Badgers on that play, John.
So Dylan Boyd getting a little break here. Wyatt Snyder coming in to do some quarterbacking. And tell you what, Coach Collette has been putting in Wyatt Snyder quite a bit in the quarterback position to spell Dylan Boyd in the last few games.
Well, they got Boyd out there as a receiver right now.
3 receivers out to the right side. Snyder dropping back, looking, getting some good protection. Now a short pass, and it is caught by Trey Kaler. Kaler fumbles the ball, but it goes out of bounds. Actually, correction on that. That was Nathan Brazino who made the catch for the Badgers. Got spun around near the sidelines. Ball popped out of his hands. However, it popped out of bounds, and no chance for Mohave to recover the fumble. Still, it is about a 7-yard gain.
That was a nice read by Snyder there, throwing the ball short, because he had 3 receivers deep, but they were all covered.
And there's the give to Pena. Pena spins off a tackle and finally hauled down to the ground by the Mohave defense. Number 66, Lucas McClure with the tackle. And Pena, I think, came up just a little short of a first down.
Play by Lucas McClure.
Yeah, that was a hard run there by Pena. And yeah, you're right, John. He's about 1.5 yards shy of a first down at the Mohave 24.
I formation, Dylan Green back in at quarterback. Another give to Pena. Pena finds a huge gap. Pena at the 5-yard line. Pena in the end zone for the touchdown. Ethan Pena, his 3rd touchdown run of the night from 24 yards out.
Once he got through the initial line of scrimmage, he had wide open space there, and it was easy going the rest of the way for Ethan Pena. And yeah, Badgers go up 34-0.
By the way, 34-0 is also the score over at Bradshaw Mountain. The Bears on top of Mingus. So it looks like Bradshaw might be on their way to ending their 3-game losing streak. Snap, extra point kick, it is good. So with 8:43 left to go in the second quarter, the Badgers, kind of like the Butcher Baby song goes, I smell a massacre. It is 35-0 in favor of Prescott. We'll take a 30-second break and be back at Bill Shepherd Field right after this. Man. Pena is having himself a night. Mm-hmm. Wow. Good for Ethan. Welcome back to Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust along with Ron Williams. 8:43 left to go in the second quarter. It is 35-0 Badgers. Ethan Pena with his 3rd touchdown run of the night for Prescott.
Gross with the kickoff.
And Gross's kickoff goes into the end zone. Once again, Mohave starting from their own 20-yard line. And, I think we've said this in a few other broadcasts, Ron, but you got to give it up to Clay Gross. What a job he has done on those kicks this year.
Yeah, last week I took notice the fact that he flipped the field twice there in the fourth quarter for the Badgers with punts, close to 50 yards. It was amazing to watch him kick down there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were wondering what the Badger kicking game would be like after the graduation of Bryce Peters, probably one of the best kickers in Prescott history, but I'll tell you what, Clay Gross has filled those shoes admirably. Mohave back on offense, staring at a 35-0 deficit. Run for Mohave, and not much of a run there. Jacob Police in on the tackle for Prescott, along with Gabe Lara.
And Silas Espedia was in on there, too.
They're going to say no gain on the play by Porter. Porter, 8 carries, just 3 yards tonight. And the Badgers have knocked him back for a loss about 2 or 3 times in this game. 2nd and 10 for the Thunderbirds. Ball at their own 20-yard line with 8:11 left to go in the second quarter. Resendez from the gun. He drops back. Under pressure, Resendez running, and Resendez falling to the ground with the help of a Badger tackler. Trying to get that number on who stopped him, and I think that might have been Dylan Boyd. One quarterback taking out another.
Michael Brown was in on there too, John, on that play. Yeah, 2-yard gain on the play, so it's going to bring up third and 8.
Mohave back up to the line of scrimmage with 7:33 left to go in the second quarter. 3rd and 8 for the Thunderbirds. Receiver out to the left side. Resendez from the gun. Resendez dropping back and some good protection. Throw and a one-handed catch almost made by the receiver on the far side. Raul Martinez just couldn't hang on to that ball. And Ronnie also had a Badger just right in his face.
Yeah, that wasn't really going to help him very much. He might have gained a yard or 2 on the play, but it still would have been 4th down. So it's 4th down now for Mohave, and they're going to have to punt again.
8 for Mohave.
Ethan Pena back around the Badger 35-yard line, ready to receive this punt. What a night for Ethan Pena. 3 touchdown runs for him. Punt almost blocked by the Badgers. That's going to fall to the far side of the field and skip out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Ethan Pena came into tonight's game with 124 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. So far tonight, according to our unofficial stats, he has 10 carries for 86 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Having quite a senior night.
Now the Badger offense back out on the field. Dylan Boyd in at quarterback. He'll have receivers to either side. Badgers again moving left to right across your radio dial. I formation for Prescott. And it looks like it's Silas Espetia carrying the ball. Espetia finds a pretty nice hole and is able to get up to around the 40-yard line before he is finally stopped by Mohave. Looks like it's Chris Flores who ended that run.
That was kind of a slow developing play, but it worked out for the Badgers. I mean, a nice run by Espedia, about 7 yards on the play, getting the ball up to the 40-yard line.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Badgers, who lead 35-0 in the second quarter. This keeps up, we might have running clock in the second half. Boyd drops back, makes the throw. Braden Nelson leaping, trying to bring it down one-handed, but couldn't haul it in.
Boyd had Nelson out there wide open, but he put a little too much air underneath it, and then Nelson just couldn't get up to get it.
3rd and 3 now for the Badgers. 6:36 remaining here in the second quarter. And folks, we invite you to stick around for the halftime show.
Joined tonight
Boyd
by
from the
Dan
gun.
Osterloh.
He's going to hand that one to Espetia. Espetia finds a nice little gap, makes the cut. Espetia at the 50, turning. Espetia at the 40. Espetia heading up to the 30-yard line. Espetia at the 25-yard line. Finally brought down by the Mohave defense.
That was a great run by Silas. He just took what he could get out there, got past the Alyssum line of scrimmage, and just went down the far sideline.
That'll put the Badgers at around the 25-yard line in Mohave territory, actually the 23-yard line. Boyd again from the gun, fakes the give to Espetia. Boyd rolls out, short throw, and it looks like it's Kaler who makes the catch. Kaler shrugs off a couple tackles, gets up to the 10-yard line, and that'll be good enough for a Badger first down.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed about the offense tonight is they're really mixing up their plays. They're using the whole field. And everything seems to be working right now.
Badgers right back at it, 1st and 10 at the 23. Boyd again from the gun. They give to Espitia. Espitia going up the left side, making the cut. And Espitia with a wide gap into the end zone for the touchdown. Sorry for the pause there, folks. The referees were a little slow on getting the touchdown signal. I thought Espitia might have been taken down at the 1, but nope. He's in there on a 10-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, he was met with some defensive contact at about the 3, and it looked like he was going down, but he didn't go down until after he crossed the goal line.
And now here comes the extra point attempt by Clay Gross. He's been perfect on all of them so far tonight, looking to keep that streak going. And he does. 5:43 to go in the second quarter. It is 42-0 in favor of the Badgers. We'll be back right after this.
Properties and Investments is a proud supporter of Prescott Badger football. Hi, I'm Todd Klein, former Badger alumni. A winning season starts with putting together the right team. So if you're planning to sell your Prescott home, call me and my team to help you maximize the sale of your home. I'll show you my list of ready buyers and how I can sell it faster and how I can net my sellers more money than the average agent. Your home may already be sold. Call me, Todd Klein, at 928-443-8503.
Welcome back to Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust along with Ron Williams. And, well, another Prescott drive, another Prescott score. This time Silas Espitia running the ball in from 10 yards out, making it 42-0 in the second quarter.
I was just thinking I'm going to have to write a lot on Prescott-E-News on the scoring summary tomorrow.
Mohave able to get a return, and they get it up to about the 20-21 yard line. So it's pretty much as if Clay Gross kicked it into the end zone anyway.
The one good thing about games like this, John, is you get to let everybody play. And, you know, some of the kids that don't get to play very much throughout the season, this is their opportunity to get their moment out there on the field. And especially senior night, you're going to get all your seniors in the game. And, you know, it's a feel-good thing for the Prescott Badgers tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of the second stringers get in here around the fourth quarter, around the second half, I should say. And the Badgers get their offense settled. So we're really going to have to keep an eye out on the jersey numbers here. Actually, correction, I mean Mohave getting the offense set. Resendez with the throw, making the attempted catch at the far sidelines. Number 30, Thomas Nunn. And that's going to go down as an incomplete pass. Bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Mojave's already gone over the over-under on the passing attempts tonight.
By the way, folks, tonight's Badger game is brought to you by House, Chilson, and Associates Insurance, your local independent agent since 1973. Call 445-4600. Under 5 minutes left to play in the first half. Resendez from the gun. Fakes the give. Fumble on the play. Resendez, does he fall on it and recover? I believe he does.
Yeah, the ball got stripped out of his hands there as he was trying to go to the right side, and it bounced around a little bit, and, yeah, he was able to fall on it. Lost a couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12.
42-0 our score here in the second quarter. Badgers on top. By the way, folks, tonight's game sponsored in part by Todd Klein Properties and Investment. Let Badger alumni Todd Klein help you sell your home faster and for more money. Call 928-443-8503. Run by Mohave right up the middle. Badgers able to stop it at about the 25-yard line. And that is not going to be anywhere close to a first down for Mohave. And 4th down.
4th down and 7.
And it looks like they're going to go for it here, Ron. Well, why not?
You're sitting at your own 24, down 42-0, and it's 4th and 7. Why not?
One of my favorite lines from Babylon 5 by Ambassador DeLen: if you're falling off a cliff, you might as well flap your arms. You got nothing to lose.
I like that.
One of my all-time favorite sci-fi shows. And we're going to have a timeout called by Mohave. One of the other things I noticed in this game, Ron, you go back a couple weeks ago to Coconino where we couldn't go 2 minutes without a flag being thrown. Not as many flags last week in the Bradshaw-Prescott game, but still a fair amount tonight. I think there's only been one penalty called this entire game so far.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say anything because I know that's a button pusher for you, but anyway, yeah, it's been a very, very clean game so far. At least the officials aren't calling things that they may be seeing as much. I don't know, but yeah, both teams are doing a good job as far as that goes.
Well, what's the old saying? When you don't notice the officials, you know they're doing a good job.
Yeah, and it's very true. Yeah, a lot of truth to that statement.
Once again, folks, the update we had from Bradshaw Mountain High School, Bears up 34-0 over Mingus. Mingus, just what a just harsh season they are having up there in Cottonwood. Also, it's 7-7 between Chino Valley and Wickenburg. Punt by Mohave, and that one is going to fall out of bounds around the 35-yard line. And, of course, Prescott and Mingus, they will wrap up the regular season up in Cottonwood in 2 weeks, and it'll be under a different coach as their head coach up there actually suspended the rest of the season after he was tossed out of last week's game for arguing some calls.
It was the Mohave game, actually. It was the game they lost 29-28. And, towards the end of the game, I guess there was some question on the clock keeping. And, So, again, just and I can't remember the last time we've ever seen a Mingus team with no wins this late in the season. Yeah, it is pretty shocking. And there is the run by the Badgers, and tripped up at around the 40-yard line. That looks like it is number 20 for Prescott, Rylan Waples. Yeah, that's one name we haven't called very much this season, so it's nice to see him getting in there. Like you said, Ron, 42-0. We're probably going to see quite a few of the Badgers' second and third stringers get some action tonight. Pretty good run there by Waples for 4 yards. Yeah, and this only improves your club, too, to have kids that have gotten in and gotten some actual game experience. Snyder in a quarterback gives it to Waples again. Waples, however, meets a wall of white led by Yanhir Ashura. And Ricardo Ramirez, all 6'5", 295 pounds of him on the stop there. Excuse me, that's Acera I meant. So 3rd and 6, no gain on the play for Waples. 2 receivers deployed to either side. Snyder looking, flings it downfield, and almost caught by the receiver on the far side. And that looks like it was number 24 for Prescott, Cooper Wells. Yeah, Wells had the ball go right through his hands there. That would have been a nice catch, but anyway, the first time the Badgers have gone out on 4th downs. A minute 55 left to go in the second quarter. And it looks like we're already in running clock now as, again, that was an incomplete pass. The clock didn't stop. It's rolling. So, again, 42-0. It's running clock. And a fumble on the punt, on the catch off the punt by number 4, Chris Flores. He's still able to retain possession. And now they are going to stop the clock here at a minute 35. That was a 44-yard punt by Clay Gross, by the way. So Mohave down 42-0, and we haven't even hit halftime yet. By the way, halftime show coming up here on KYCA, also on our live stream from the Prescott Media Center and Bolt Internet. Brady Swanson will be our senior spotlight. We'll also have an interview with Prescott golf coach Dan Osterloh. And there's the run by Porter. Porter, he's only able to get a few steps before he's taken down at around the 20-yard line. Yeah, the Thunderbirds are having a tough time trying to get anything going here. Only 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down to 7. Hey, folks, tonight's game is sponsored in part by the Badgers' biggest fans, Prescott Unified School District. Every child, every day.
Also, tonight's game is sponsored in part by your Prescott High School alumni, Steve Blair, owner of Arizona Original Blind Brothers Window Coverings. A minute left to go in the first half. 2nd and 7 for Mohave from their own 20. Another run up the middle by Porter. And not much doing there as well.
Yeah, I think he got a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Make it 6. Mohave in no hurry with less than a minute to play, down to 35 seconds.
Of course, the big thing if you're Coach Cody Collette going into halftime in a game like this, you really got to tell your players, look, yeah, we're up 42-0, but you can't let off the gas pedal. You just got to keep playing hard.
Yeah, and that can be a big challenge for a coach at halftime with a big lead like this. So, yeah, be interesting to see how they come out in the second half.
Porter again with the ball. Porter making the turn. Porter dodging one tackle and taken down from behind by Ethan Pena, but Porter able to pick up the first down.
That was a nice run by Porter, too. He worked hard for that and able to get that first down, like you said, John. It stops the clock with 10 seconds to play here in the half.
Timeout on the
and
field.
Mohave decided they're going to take their second timeout. They'll leave them with 1. Ball sitting at the 32.
And again, just 10 seconds left to go in the second quarter. As we give you a little out-of-town scoreboard update. Final score from the Bronx in the American League Championship Series Game 5, Yankees 4, Astros 1.
I could tell by the tone of your voice there, John, how that one was going to be told.
Problem is, now I get to hear it from all my Yankee friends on Facebook. Yeah, we have the Astros. Yankees are great, huh?
Yeah, they'll get back to Houston, and the Astros will probably take it there, and everything will be good in John Land.
I hope so. Either that or I do that Steve Carell no screaming he did from The Office. Run by Mohave, and that one up the middle. Stopped by Dylan Boyd and Nate Goligoski. And that's going to bring the clock down to 0. Halftime begins here at Bill Shepherd Field in the final home game of the regular season. You're listening to Prescott Football here on the News 14.
Mohave called a timeout, John.
Oh.
So the half is technically not over, even though the clock went to double zeros. They're going to give Mohave one more play.
And now 1 second has been put on the clock, so I guess let's hold off on taking our commercial break here on our station ID. So Mohave will run one more play. They'll be 2nd and 5 at their own 38-yard line.
You would think the only play option at this point would be to throw the ball, but you never know.
Again, Mohave not known as a passing team. However, right now with 1 second left to go, kind of what else can you do? Resendez from the gun. He rolls out, avoids a sack, and doesn't avoid that sack. Fumble on the play. The Badgers recover, and still with the ball. I can't tell who the number is, but he takes it down to about the 12-yard line. Almost a touchdown return on the fumble.
That was number 35 for the Badgers.
Desmond Bennett getting the fumble, almost getting the touchdown. And also, I couldn't tell who got the sack there for Prescott either. So there was a sack, a fumble. Desmond Bennett picking up the fumble and almost getting the touchdown.
Yeah, Bennett was fighting hard there, wasn't he, trying to get down there? He was battling through all kinds of Mohave players, but ultimately got pulled down about the 10-yard line.
Well, Bennett, a guy who hasn't seen a whole lot of action for Prescott this year, making the most of his time. Bennett just a sophomore and almost making his mark in this game. Well, again, folks, you're listening to Prescott Football here on the News, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM. Prescott, Arizona, USA. The time's coming up on 8 o'clock. We thank you for joining us on our Prescott Football broadcast here on KYCA. Also streaming it live on Prescott Media Center thanks to Bolt Internet. 42-0 our score. The Badgers on top as we head into halftime. Again, folks, we will have an interview with Badger golf coach Dan Osterloh, and our senior spotlight tonight will be Prescott lineman Brady Swanson. So we'll take a break here and start our halftime show. We'll be back right after this.
Autumn means falling leaves, pine needles, and oh yes, football season. The perfect time to install a gutter cover. Hello friends, Travis Stedman here with Arizona Seamless Gutters. Put your ladder away and score big with new gutters or a gutter cover to keep your gutters free from leaves and pine needles. Call us today for an estimate at 778-1818. That's Arizona Seamless Gutters, proud sponsors of the Prescott Badgers and their student athletes. Arizona Seamless Gutters, quality products, people, and service you can count on.
Kim Baird, Bud Hilditch, Abby Wiley, Katie Shaver, and Reagan Sinsmeyer. And our drum majors this season are senior Annie Beaupre and junior Cooper Malden. Our 2019 festival show is a programmatic work about a jewel, some thieves, and the law. The music for the heist is written by Ben Hilton, and the percussion arranger was David Olson. The marching band has competed twice this season and has been judged as the champion of their division each time. The band is off to Coldwater High School next Saturday, and then they begin the 3 weeks of festivals that hopefully lead the band to the state finals. Our soloist for movement number 1 is trombonist Jacob Pettibone. The second movement comes to us from the rock band Radiohead. The song is Creep, and it features Brandon Rainey on the mellophone. Finally, the closer is another original work that features Jacob Pettibone, Johnny Tavares, Joshua Sherman, and our amazing senior trumpet section leader, Miss Lila Keene.
And that concludes tonight's episode of Joe Wesley, Private Detective, here on K-Swan. Brought to you by Tiernstar Jewelers, where the Pride Diamond is currently on display. Come on down to 1050 North Rue Street to experience this truly amazing gemstone.
Welcome back to Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust and Ron Williams joining you here, and thank you very much for tuning into the halftime show. And thank you very much for Brady Swanson for giving us some time to be our senior spotlight for this evening. Also, thank you to Prescott boys golf coach Dan Osterloh for his time on the halftime interview. By the way, we do have an update on the Prescott golf team. Coach Osterloh actually texted me a while ago, and it is official. The Prescott boys golf team has qualified for the state tournament. So congratulations to those guys. Great season by the Prescott boys golf team.
Yeah, very nice. Always glad to hear when the Badgers can continue their season.
That's right. And you know what? Also, the Prescott girls golf team, they had a very good season, finishing the regular season 7-1-1. And I think they should be in pretty good shape for an appearance at state.
Yes, they are. And the badminton team finished 11-3, so they're sitting tight at number 8, waiting to see where they're going to be playing. It sounds like they may visit Mesquite, according to Coach Bobby Yoder, but we'll have to wait and see on that one.
And the Prescott volleyball team, well, they've had kind of an up-and-down season, but actually it looks like they should still make it into the postseason mix. I believe they do have 24 teams going to the playoffs. They have that state play-in round, and it looks like the Badgers, a couple wins, and I think they should have a lock on having a play-in tournament.
Yeah, which is always positive because you get to play more games, which improves your playing.
And you know what? When you get into the postseason, anything can happen, as we have seen. I mean, who would have thunk that the Washington Nationals would have gotten past the Dodgers and the Cardinals? Well, of course, the Dodgers nowadays, from everything I'm hearing, I mean, they're basically managed by a computer, and Dave Roberts just sits in the dugout and gets his instructions from the people who oversee the computer to make whatever decision you can on the field.
Oh, that's a nice story. But, you know, concerning the Washington Nationals, you do have to remember that they have some former D-backs on their club.
Actually, we could have a World Series. We have several former Diamondbacks because you got Max Scherzer, Patrick Corbin for the Nationals, and remember, Zach Greinke is on the Astros, and hopefully if they can win tomorrow, Game 6, get in the World Series. That's 3 starting pitchers, former Diamondbacks, who will be in the World Series.
Well, then you got Patrick Corbin, and
Yeah, Corbin, Scherzer, and Greinke, and
Daniel Hudson is on.
Daniel Hudson. That's
yes,
right.
That's
yeah,
what I was trying to think of. Yeah, Daniel Hudson, and then Rodney too.
That's right. Yeah, he was a
Fernando
Diamondback
Rodney.
for a year.
Yes.
You got to wonder if the Diamondback front office is looking at that going, where did we go wrong?
Yeah, sometimes you wonder about.
Oh, and how about this? A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Astros, was the manager of the Diamondbacks, and he's one win away from going to his second World Series as Astros manager.
Yeah, you gotta love that though. That's it's nice to see those guys do well.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're a Diamondback fan, you're probably sitting there going, why couldn't they do that for us? Anyway, folks, it is halftime. It is 42-0 here at Bill Shepherd Field. The Badgers over Mohave. By the way, we do have another score update from Bradshaw Mountain High School. It looks like the Bears may be trying to outdo Prescott in the blowout department. It is 44-0 in favor of Bradshaw Mountain over Mingus. And last we heard, I think it is still tied in the Chino Valley-Wickenburg game, 7-7. And it is. So we're trying to bring you as many score updates as we can here. Also, another scoring update from earlier this afternoon, the Embry-Riddle volleyball team. How about this? Riddle, they won their 43rd straight match against Cal Pac Conference opponents. They got a 3-1 victory over La Sierra earlier this afternoon.
That is amazing and very difficult to do, so kudos to Embry-Riddle there.
And I'll tell you what, I actually got a chance to check out that match before I came over here, and all four of those games were very close. I think both teams got at least 20 or more points in all four sets. So it was quite the battle between Embry-Riddle and La Sierra. And kind of the fun fact in this match, Sharik Joseph, one of the top blockers in the Cal Pac Conference for Embry-Riddle, on the other side of the net was Sharik Joseph's sister playing for La Sierra, Adiva Joseph.
Ooh, that's got to have some interesting conversations.
I'll tell you what, Sharik's sister, she is one heck of a great volleyball player in her own right, too. They were both. It looked like they were both trying to kind of one-up one another in the kill department today.
Yeah, that makes it a lot of fun there, too.
All right, so we are just about ready to get going with the second half of action. Looking back at the first half stats, Ethan Pena, what a game he has had. 3 touchdown runs. I have him down for 86 yards. Silas Espitia, also a touchdown run. He had about 60 yards. Dylan Boyd, about 114 yards passing. He does have 1 touchdown throw, a 61-yarder to Braden Nelson. Boyd also had a touchdown run of his own for 65 yards. Pair of fumble recoveries by Aaron Green and also Desmond Bennett.
Yeah, the Badgers, and also 1 punt by Clay Gross for 44 yards, which was impressive, along to go with his 6 extra points. And then the total yards for the Badgers in the first half sitting at 369.
And again, I mean, 369 is pretty good for an entire game, I think, at the high school level. But here we are. We haven't even started the second half, and they're already at that total.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting the second half to see what Coach Collette's doing with his team out there. You know, I imagine, like you said, a lot of the subs are going to get in, and guys don't get much playing time. So,
well, you know, last week was probably one of the most exciting, thrilling games we have seen at Bill Shepherd Field in a long time, with the Badgers getting the 22-19 victory over Bradshaw Mountain. Aaron Green with that epic touchdown catch from Dylan Boyd, getting it in there in the final minute to get that win. But Ron, I got a feeling that tonight we may not have those kind of dramatics in this game.
No, the fun and joy of that one is long since passed. But, you know, I imagine that the starters may get 1 series in here to start the third quarter, but after that we'll probably be seeing the second stringers in here.
And I would imagine that we're probably going to see running clock here pretty soon as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. So this game's going to end quite a bit earlier than last week's.
Because I think if I remember, I think if it's a 40 or 42 point lead in the second half, I think that's when running clock starts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe it's 40.
So Mohave coming back out onto the field. By the way, folks, want to remind you to like us on the KYCA Facebook page. KYCA, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM. Find out everything going on in our area, things going on with the station. Also find out what's going on with the various personalities at KYCA as we're out and about in the community as well. In fact, there was I think that we had a picture of Pete, one of our board ops, who actually took a flight on a C-47 the other week. Also, our news guy, Marty Myers, he was down at the Corvette show, snapped a few pictures there. And then, of course, there was me over at Chino Valley Harvest Fest last weekend, hawking some books. Did pretty well, so I sold about 10 books there.
Did you really? Did you give a free pumpkin out with every book purchase?
I didn't have any free pumpkins.
Oh, if you called me up, I could have hooked you up.
Yeah, well, what can I say? I don't use very many props at my stand. But I did sell a copy of my Arizona all-time baseball team book, so that was nice.
Oh, very nice, yes.
Of course, one of the guys in that book, he's part of my starting rotation, guy who actually played right here at Prescott High School, John Denny.
Yes, heard Mr. Denny's name mentioned quite a few times since I've been in town.
That was actually one of the funniest stories when I first got to Prescott and just kind of learning the ropes of this city, and someone told me, he's like, yeah, you remember this pitcher, John Denny? And, of course, me being from New Jersey and a Philadelphia Phillies fan, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. John Denny, the guy who won the Cy Young in 1983, he played here in Prescott? It's like, I was in middle school watching him on TV, like mowing down team after team as the Phillies went to the World Series. Ultimately blew it to the Orioles, but that was still a fun year to watch.
So that was the deciding factor of you moving to Prescott, right?
Actually, no, because I didn't know John Denny played at Prescott High School until I was actually in Prescott.
Just go with it, John. Come on.
Yeah, I guess I should have. Would have made the story that much more interesting.
Yeah.
Also, folks, join us for the Tri-City Sports Roundup tomorrow morning at 8:06 right here on the News 1490 AM, 103.5 FM. Milani Manuel, Jordan Moser, Peyton Bradshaw, and Mikkel Clifford from the number 4 ranked Bradshaw Mountain Volleyball team will join me live in the studio to talk about their season. And the Badgers will kick this one away to start the second half of action. Clay Gross to put his foot into it. Chris Flores, one of the guys back to return this punt for Mohave. And I don't think there's going to be return on this one as that one lands in the end zone. Once again, another good kick there by Clay Gross.
Yeah, Clay Gross does so many things that really go unnoticed, I think, on the field, and the kickoffs are one of them.
Clay Gross, who joined us for our pregame interview tonight, and we thank Clay Gross for his time. So Mohave, and again, Ron, here it is. It's the start of the second half. You're down 42-0. What do you do if you're Mohave?
Go back to square one, basically, and try to get something positive. And, we get a first down here and there and try to move the ball down the field, but we'll see what happens.
Resendez from the gun. He hands off to Porter. Porter going up the right side. Not too much of a run there. Porter taken down from behind. And I think that might have been Nate Goligoski getting the hit on Porter. And I think Porter at least managed to get up to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, once again, the Badger defense is just really quick off the snap. And Mojave's not getting any chance to develop any of their plays.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Thunderbirds. Receiver out to the left side. Mohave moving right to left on your radio dial and your computer or tablet screen as well, depending on if you're listening to us on radio or watching us on the live stream. And a run forward and then a push back by the Badgers.
Yeah, Porter once again the ball carrier, but nothing there.
Tackled on the play by Ty Ross.
Ty Ross with a tackle there. I think also Dylan Boyd had a hand in that tackle as well. Actually, they're going to say that Porter gained a yard on their forward progress for him. So it'll be 3rd and 9 now for the Thunderbirds, who are down 42-0 to Prescott. Resendez from the gun, 2 backs around him. Receiver out to the left side. Resendez with the throw, making the low catch is Porter, and Porter immediately gets hit by a couple of Badgers, including Silas Espitia.
Yeah, and Luke McCausland in on the stop as well, John. So it's going to bring up 4th down. I lost some 2 on the play. I'll bring up 4th down and 11. while sitting at the 19.
Yeah, Luke McCausland, what a game he had last week for Prescott. 10 tackles and 1.5 sacks against Bradshaw Mountain. And here comes the punt, and I think Prescott was able to block it. That didn't go too far. Badgers pick it up, and Mohave able to stop the return man. And Colin Aldridge was the guy who caught that very short punt run. That was maybe, what, about 10 yards, if that?
Yeah, it was definitely deflected, if not completely blocked there. The Badgers are just getting through the line of scrimmage so quickly, and the poor punter didn't have much of a chance to get the kick away.
Number 72, Brady Swanson, and number 74.
So the Badgers start from their own 32-yard line. Dylan Boyd in at quarterback. Bobbles the ball, picks it up, and bobble again. I think Mohave recovers it. No, this time they do. Wait a minute.
They're calling it an incomplete pass, but
Huh.
that was an interesting play. It's like Boyd dropped the ball, and then it looked like he tried to smack the ball. And it went to the Badger who dropped the ball, and they said it's an incomplete pass. So
that looked more like a flip than a pass to me, though.
Yeah, it did.
Either way, lucky break for the Badgers. Clock running, 9:19 to go here in the third quarter, 42-0. Badgers 2nd and 10 from the Mohave 32. Boyd launches that one to the near side and caught by Braden Nelson, who is immediately taken down by the Mohave tackler. That was number 11, Austin Foster, but that will be a Prescott first down.
What a nice play there, a nice catch, and once again the Badgers are knocking on the Mohave door.
So Braden Nelson almost with his second touchdown of the game. I formation for the Badgers. Dylan Boyd going to hand off to Pena. Pena pushing his way forward close to the end zone and just stops shy of his 4th touchdown of the night.
Yeah, they're going to mark him just outside the 1-yard line. Make it 2nd down goal for the Badgers.
4-yard gain. 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line.
8:20 to go in the third quarter. Badgers looking to increase their lead. I formation again for Prescott. There's the give. Here comes the run for Prescott. I think that's Ethan Pena again. And does Pena get into the end zone? No!
No, just stopped short. About to the half-yard line, it looks like, from here.
So another good goal line stance there for Mohave. Bring up 3rd and goal. Again, ball at the, it looks like more like the 2-yard line now. Looks like he might have pushed him back a little. And I think we're going to get a timeout called. And, we have an injured player. It looks like an injured Mohave player is on the field. So the clock stops at 7:50 to go in the third quarter as training staff for both Prescott and Mohave out there to tend to the injured Thunderbird. On his back, we have no idea what the number is of the injured player, but the players for both Prescott and Mohave near their own sidelines as that Mohave Thunderbird player is being tended to close to the goal line. Again, folks, a reminder to go to the KYCA Facebook page. Like us on there, KYCA 1490 AM, 103.5 FM. Also, be sure to visit our website, kyca.info, where you can find the latest news and sports around the Tri-City area. And whoever that injured player was, I think that's number 2, Porter. Is that right, Ron? No, 24, actually. So that is Alan Hasiaga. Hasiaga able to get up on his own and sprint back to the sidelines. So maybe just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, that's a good thing to see when they can get up and go off on their own power.
7:50 remaining in the third quarter. 42-0 Prescott. Ball at the 2-yard line. 3rd and goal. So Boyd under center, Pena behind him. Boyd going to keep it himself, and Boyd gets the big push from his line into the end zone for the touchdown. Dylan Boyd.
Just following the big boys up front was Dylan Boyd there.
Dylan Boyd, his 2nd touchdown run of the night. And that makes it a 48-0 lead for the Badgers. Clay Gross will come on for the extra point attempt. Here's the snap. Here's the kick. It is good. Clay Gross remains perfect on his PATs. 7:05 remaining in the third quarter. 49-0 in favor of Prescott. We'll be back after this 30-second break right after this.
Old Internet is a local employee-owned company specializing in residential and commercial internet services. We are honest about our rates, and we will advise you professionally to make sure you get the service appropriate for your home or business. If you love streaming movies or are an avid gamer, check out our fastest plan that offers up to 15 megabits per second. In addition, we offer competitive pricing on computer repair services, wired and wireless systems, network wiring, hotspots, and more. Old Internet, for the fastest internet in Yavapai County.
For Dylan Boyd, it is now 49-0 in favor of Prescott. Clay Gross to kick this one away. And that one will not land in the end zone. Here's the return by Flores. Flores dodging one tackle and can't dodge about three others.
Yeah, Flores with a nice little return getting just outside the 20-yard line. First and 10 for Mohave.
Colin Aldridge, one of the guys in on the stop there on Flores. 5:57 remaining in the third quarter. And basically right now Mohave just kind of playing for pride here and maybe try to get something positive here as they get set for their game next Friday. They are back in Bullhead City. They'll be taking on Bradshaw Mountain, who last we heard they are pasting Mingus 44-0 the score. And there's the run by Porter. Porter just hung up on about 3 or 4 Badgers.
Yeah, trying to go up the middle there, and like you said, John, 3 or 4 Badgers in on the stop.
And Porter, did he even gain a yard there? Down. Actually, it looks like they're moving the down marker about 2 or 3 yards.
It's been a real tough going for the Mohave running game tonight.
Well, Ryan Porter, he came into this game with over 700 rushing yards. Right now on 14 carries, just 16 yards. They've knocked him back a few times. Porter running out to the right side and tries to make the turn and finally run out of bounds by Prescott. And it looks like Porter may have picked up a few yards.
Looks like Rhett Pierce was in on the stop.
Yeah, Rhett Pierce, another Badger, is having a really good season on defense. Pierce, 71 tackles, 6.5 sacks coming into tonight's game.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's always there and shows up and does his job. And, you know, you don't hear a lot about him, but he's always doing what he's supposed to be doing.
Kind of a blue-collar player.
Exactly.
3rd and 4 for Mohave. Run going. Actually looked like it was a throw and nothing doing there. Incomplete pass for Resendez.
What was the old halfback pass there?
By the way, more blowouts to report to you from the local sports scene. Over at Embry-Riddle tonight, the Embry-Riddle women's soccer team, they won their game against Cal State Maritime 11-0. And now the Embry-Riddle men's soccer team in action, also against Cal Maritime at halftime. Embry-Riddle with a 6-0 lead.
Wow.
Blowouts upon blowouts upon blowouts in the Tri-City area, and they're all going for the local teams.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Run by Mohave to the right side.
That was a 4th down run there, John. They decided to go for it inside their own 30, and it looks like they picked up the first down.
So a little positivity there for Mohave with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Actually, I think it's been quite a while since Mohave has gotten a first down. So the Thunderbirds, 1st and 10 from their own 34-yard line. In fact, I'm trying to remember the last time Mohave got into Badger territory. I think they've only been in there once or twice tonight. Porter with the ball. Porter running to the right side. Not a lot of room for him to get forward progress. And it looked like he got run out of bounds or close to it. Actually, it looks like Porter able to pick up about 4 or 5 yards. So he did a little better on that run than I initially thought.
Yeah, he's getting out there on the sideline doing a little tight-roping act to pick up a couple of extra yards. But they're always running to the short side of the field, I've noticed.
4-yard run by Porter. 2nd and 6 at the 38. 2:10 to go in the third quarter. Resendez from the gun. He's going to keep it himself. He blows through the middle, and Resendez is going to pick up the first down for Mohave.
That is definitely the best run they've had up the middle tonight.
Actually, correction, it looks like that run was by Dylan Barella. So Barella, like you said, one of the best runs tonight for Mohave, picking up the first down there.
Yeah, as soon as he took the snap, he just started straight up the middle.
And now Mohave close to Badger territory. They're at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10 with a $1:30 left to go in the third quarter. Quarterback from the gun. And that is Barella again, taking it himself. Shrugs off one tackle, still on his feet, run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Almost takes out one of the Prescott assistant coaches.
Yeah, he got spun around at about the 45 and kept his balance and worked his way until he was bumped out of bounds.
And it looks like that's going to be another first down for Mohave. So Dylan Barella, we really haven't said his name this entire game, coming out and putting together some good runs for Mohave. Barella, however, he has 224 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns this season, so it's not like he is that much of an unknown commodity for Mohave. This time run up the middle, it's Porter. Porter finds a huge hole, and well, now they're saying a fumble on the play, and it looks like Prescott is recovered.
Yeah, Porter took the snap and just ran right up the middle, and right when he was about to go down, Luke McCausland grabbed the ball.
Luke McCausland, and that is the 3rd fumble recovery by Prescott tonight. So the Badgers get the ball back. And I'll tell you, this has got to be deflating. If you're Mohave, you finally get some good progress, some good momentum going on a drive, and now you fumble the ball away. Prescott back on offense, and it looks like both teams are just going to go to their sidelines, and they're going to let the clock run down to 0 here and end the third quarter. With our score, the Badgers 49, Mohave nothing. We'll be back with quarter number 4 in 60 seconds right after this.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you to who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance, someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment. Hello, this is Susan Morrison. That agent is here at House Chilson Insurance. Come see us today at 400 White Spar Road. House Chilson Insurance in Prescott has been your neighborhood independent agent since 1973.
Wyatt Snyder with the keys. 4-yard loss.
And back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust, Ron Williams. A 4-yard loss on that sack to Wyatt Snyder as we start quarter number 4 with the Badgers up 49-0.
Prescott only had the ball once in that third quarter with that running clock, and it counted for 32 yards and the 1-yard touchdown run by Dylan Boyd.
So 2nd and 13 now for the Badgers. Snyder lobbing this one downfield, and I think that ought to be pass interference. So now they're saying that it's an interception for Mohave. But I'll tell you, the Mohave defender, I think that might have been Flores, was really grabbing the Prescott receiver, which I think was probably Brazino. But it looks like they're going to say that was an interception for Mohave.
Yeah, it looked like Ryan Porter was the one that picked it off.
Like I said, I was thinking there was going to be pass interference called in there because it looked like there was quite a bit of contact and some grab in there.
Yeah, and Porter wasn't looking back for the ball either, and he just took it off the shoulder pad of the receiver. So 1st and 10 for Mohave at their own 42 with 10:55 to play.
Receiver deployed to the right side. Mohave moving left to right on your radio dial and your screen. And a fumble on the play. Mohave still recovers it. And it looks like Austin Foster got the ball and was able to pick up a yard or two before he was finally stopped. And I believe that is number 50, Chase Madrid, who got the tackle.
And they're saying there was a fumble on the play, John, and Luke McCausland's coming off the field, jumping up and down with the ball.
And that would be Luke McCausland's second fumble recovery of the night. And, man, it's like one turnover after another here to kick off the fourth quarter festivities.
So the Badgers will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Mohave 42.
10:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Badger offense back out on the field now. And again, the clock keeps winding down. Snyder, he's going to give the ball to one of the Badger running backs who gets stopped after gaining a couple of yards.
I'll say it's Cody Leopold with the ball there. The carry gained a couple of yards on the play. Actually make that 1 yard.
And again, it looks like we're starting to see some of the second and third stringers in for the Badgers as they are up 49-0. And again, it looks like it's Snyder from the gun. And he hands off the ball. I think that might be number 20 Waples, who had the ball. And Waples picks up about 3 or 4 yards off that run.
That was a nice run by Waples there. Yeah, you're right. He picked up about 6 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Ball spotted at the 35-yard line. I formation for the Badgers. There's the give to Leopold again. Leopold gets hung up and dropped to the ground by Big Ricky Ramirez.
All 6'5", 295 pounds of him.
I guess now we know why they call him Big Rick.
And nothing else.
You also have Big Mike, number 54, Mike Moss, who goes 6'6", 240 pounds. It's a lot of beef they got up there on the line for Mohave.
Yes, there is.
I formation again, receivers to either side for the Badgers. They go for it on 4th down. Snyder, under pressure, avoids the sack. Now going to take it himself. Snyder running. Snyder going to pick up the 1st down for Prescott. And I'll tell you what a huge gap Snyder had there for him, Ron.
That was amazing on a lot of different levels there, John, because Snyder was back in the pocket, and the pocket began to collapse, and then he tucked the ball under and just shot through the center to get back up there and found some opening and able to get a 1st down inside the 25 to the 24.
Snyder again from the gun. He's going to give that to Waples. Waples makes a couple of cuts. Now dragged down at the ankles at the 20-yard line. And Ron, there's a flag on the play. I'm shocked because we've hardly seen a flag tonight.
You know, John, I was tipped before the game, and I was told not to say anything, but I'm going to have to, fess up here. That was the John Rust memorial flag that must be thrown at least once during the game that, he may be unaware of, but, Thank you very much.
Normally when there's a flag out there, I just go, oh, there's another flag, and another flag. Now it's like, shocking.
There have been so few flags tonight.
I think there's only been, maybe 3?
Yeah,
if that?
It's amazing.
And here comes a run by Prescott. I think that is Leopold. Leopold dodges one tackle, dodges another stiff arm. Leopold diving into the end zone for the touchdown.
Boy, a lot of effort in that run. 35 yards for the score.
Cody Leopold, a freshman, getting the touchdown for Prescott from 35 yards out. And on senior night, a freshman making a memory for himself, Cody Leopold.
That's nice to see, boy. He was really pushing the effort to get into the end zone, and it paid off.
Here's to hold, Gross to kick.
Clay Gross for the extra point. And Clay Gross remains perfect on PATs. 6:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. It is 56-0 Prescott. We'll be back in 30 seconds right after this.
Badger High School football season is underway, and Klein Properties and Investments is a proud supporter of today's broadcast. Hi, I'm Todd Klein, former Prescott High Badger. While I can't guarantee the outcome of today's game, I can sure guarantee the outcome of your home sales process. If I can't sell the home at a price agreeable to you, I'll buy it myself, guaranteed in writing. Before you list your Prescott home, call me, Todd Klein, 928-443-8503.
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust, Ron Williams. Give it up for the freshman Cody Leopold, a 35-yard touchdown run, giving the Badgers a 56-0 lead. And Clay Gross getting ready to kick this one away for Prescott.
Badgers, number 84, Clay Gross.
And Gross, kind of an aborted kick there. I think the officials blew the whistle for some reason. Not sure exactly why.
Well, we have 11 players out there, so that's not the reason. And they stopped the clock with 5:11 to play.
Gross, ready to put his foot into it. And this one looks like it will go into the end zone again. What a night Clay Gross has had. I mean, you mentioned it earlier about Clay Gross's kicking efforts, Ron, but it just bears mentioning again what a night he has had. Perfect on all his extra point attempts, doing a great job on the punting and the kickoffs as well.
You know, I was thinking at this point in the game, though, and how many kicks he's had to make, if his leg's getting a little tired.
Actually, I'm wondering who else Prescott would have as their kicker if something happened to Clay Gross or they wanted to give him a rest.
That is a very good question. I don't think there's anybody listed on the roster as a kicker other than Clay Gross.
Yeah, there might be someone who's like, say, an emergency kicker. As Resendez making the throw to Porter, and Porter drops the ball. Had it in his hands, and he dropped it.
Probably shocked that the ball came to him.
So 2nd and 10. As the ball again at the 20-yard line. Actually, the guy with the down marker had it at the 22-yard line. That kind of confused me for a moment. I was like, wait a minute, the ball's at 20 and he's at the 22. What's going on? But now everything is back to normal with the chain gang.
Those are courtesy yards, John.
Resendez finds a little room to maneuver. Actually, that's Barella. And Barella able to take it up to the 35-yard line and run out of bounds into the Mohave sidelines. So Dylan Barella able to pick up a first down for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, that was a nice run by them. The second half, they've had more success running the football, but they just haven't been able to sustain their drives long enough to get down close to getting a score.
3:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Man, I think we're going to be out of here before 9 o'clock. Again, we are in running clock, folks, with such a lopsided score. Now Resenda is going to, actually Sporella going to drop back, throw it, intercepted by Prescott. And that is number 11 for the Badgers, Luke McCausland. McCausland taking it up to the far sideline at the 20. McCausland run out at the 15-yard line. 2 fumble recoveries and an interception for Luke McCausland tonight.
All in the second half, too, John. He's having fun out there.
Luke McCausland not celebrating senior night because he's a junior, but oh man, what a great guy that Prescott is going to have back on defense next year.
Yeah, with all the seniors that were graduating tonight, yeah, it's going to be nice to have him back next season.
Also, look at Wyatt Snyder as well. From what we've seen of him so far, not just in this game but this season, I think he'll fill in admirably at quarterback. Waples running the ball up to the 10-yard line, and he is stopped by Mohave. And it looks like he gained, probably about 5 or actually it looks like about 6 or 7 yards on that run.
Yeah, the thing they've taken away tonight, too, is that the Badgers have basically all positive runs tonight, or plays with the ball. Nothing negative.
2nd and 3 for Prescott from the 11. I formation Badgers. There's the gift to Waples. Again, Waples built up a good head of steam and then got tackled from behind by the Thunderbirds.
It's going to be very close to a first down.
And that was Big Rick. Ricky Ramirez doing the tackle on Waples. So 3rd and 1 now for the Badgers. 2:19 remaining in the fourth quarter. Again, I formation for Prescott. Give to Waples. Waples up the middle. And again, Mohave throwing up some good blocks to stop that Waples run. But it looks like he does pick up the first down.
Yeah, it'll be 1st and goal for the Badgers just outside the 7-yard line.
Coming out of the game for Prescott is number 73, Gabe Lara. Down to 1:39 in the ball game, 56-0 Prescott. As they're looking for one more score.
I'm not sure what's going on with the officials standing by Snyder.
Clock continues to run.
Oh, now they're taking a knee, so this will be the final score.
And again, it is senior night, the final home game of 2019 for Prescott. And Ron, I don't think the final home game could have gone any better for the Badgers tonight. And now it looks like some of the senior players are going to get out there in the huddle. We see Aaron Green out there, also Trey Kaler, as it looks like some of the seniors are going to get one last time out on Bill Shepherd Field.
Nice gesture by Coach Collette. You know, you don't want to run up the score anymore, and the outcome of the game has been determined long ago. So why not take a knee, shake some hands, and call it a night?
And another knee taken. And I think this is going to do it. We see the Badgers heading back to their sidelines. Mojave's going to head over to theirs. And, well, folks, what a way for the last game of the season at Bill Shepherd Field to end. The Badgers coming away winners, 56-0. Prescott now 5-3 as they really start their push for the playoffs. 2 more games left. We're at Lee Williams next Friday and then up in Cottonwood to play Mingus 2 weeks from tonight. And the final horn sounds at 8:51 p.m. I think this is probably one of the quickest football games I've ever called, Ron.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah, less than 2 hours. Yeah.
So final score 56-0. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be back to wrap things up on our broadcast right after this.
Congratulations, seniors.
60.
Thank you very much for coming out. Drive home safe. We'll see you on the road. On your way out, don't forget to get $1 hot dogs and $2 chili bowls. Great for the ride home.
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust and Ron Williams. Final score tonight, 56-0. Lopsided affair here for Prescott. And how about the game by Ethan Pena? 3 touchdown runs for him. Dylan Boyd, he had a touchdown throw and two touchdown runs. Also, that touchdown throw went to Braden Nelson for 61 yards. Silas Espitia with a touchdown run, and also freshman Cody Leopold getting some action in the second half. He got a 35-yard touchdown run. Luke McCausland, got to mention the effort this guy had on defense tonight. 2 fumble recoveries and an interception. Also a fumble recovery by Desmond Bennett and Aaron Green. Ron, I don't know what more you can say about the Badgers' effort out here tonight. I think you coined it pretty much. I think not just in the running game, but just all aspects of the game, near perfect for Prescott.
Yeah, there really isn't anything you could find to fault the Badgers tonight. I mean, they seemed to play well, both sides of the ball. They did everything they were supposed to do. They were opportunistic with the turnovers. They didn't commit any penalties, so maybe 1 or 2 in the game. It was a great night for Prescott Badger football. In
fact, I was even going to say, with in respect to the penalties, good night for the officials too, because I think I can count the number of flags they threw on one hand and still have fingers left over.
Yeah, that's a first for this year, right?
I think so. Well, it's certainly a lot less than we had up at Coconino a couple weeks ago. So great job by the Prescott Badgers, and we just got another score update from Bradshaw Mountain. Our final score here, 56-0. Well, I guess the Bears felt they had to one-up Prescott in the blowout category. End of the third quarter, Bradshaw Mountain 58, Mingus nothing.
Ouch.
Ouch is right. I think we can safely say that Bradshaw's 3-game losing streak will come to an end tonight.
Well, I think Bradshaw had a little frustration left over from last week, and they're taking it out on Mingus tonight, too.
Oh, they're taking it out big time on Mingus. Well, folks, again, our final score here tonight, 56-0 in favor of Prescott. And we've got more sports coming up for you next week. Tomorrow, we will be live streaming one heck of a soccer game. You don't want to miss this. Yavapai College, they will be taking on the defending national champions, Pima, in the homecoming game. That'll be 3 o'clock, live streamed on kyca.info, courtesy of the Prescott Media Center and Bolt Internet. Also, next Wednesday, we got I guess you can call it a double header for Yavapai. We will have Yavapai College soccer on at 3 o'clock on the live stream, and also Yavapai College volleyball at Scottsdale on the live stream. And then next Friday, we're over in Kingman at the spooky Lee Williams High School. Hey, it's almost Halloween, so a perfect time to go over to one of the most haunted high schools in the country to do a football game.
Is this a Dress to Impress event, by the way?
No, I mean, the ghosts are there all year round.
Okay.
So
I could wear one of my sharkskin suits, that might fit.
I can maybe put on like a clown Joker mask like in the new movie and do that. Yeah, I mean, some people think I'm a clown anyway, so why not go all the way to that?
Yeah, why not?
So anyway, folks, again, next Friday on the road at Kingman, Prescott versus Lee Williams as the Badgers make their playoff push. So lots of sports coming up. Also, Tri-City Sports Roundup tomorrow at 8:06 a.m. I've got members of the Bradshaw Mountain volleyball team who will join me live in the studio. That'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. For the crew from the Prescott Media Center, for Scott Harker back in the KY studios, Jason Zinzaletta, for my partner Ron Williams, I'm John Rust saying good night, everybody.
Hi, I'm Missy Townsend, Prescott High School Athletic Director. Prescott Unified School District is the place for you. We offer year-round opportunities for student athletes with our full lineup of fall, winter, and spring sports. Our certified and experienced coaches work with our student athletes to compete at the region and state levels. Whether it's in our intramural sports at Granite Mountain, taking part in one of the 6 sports programs at Mile High Middle School, or finding your place in one of the 19 different programs at Prescott High School, we want to see you be part of our tradition of excellence. Once a Badger, always a Badger.
Prescott Badger football has been brought to you by Arizona Seamless Gutters, for quality people, products, and services you can depend on. Olson's for healthy animals, where good enough just isn't. The Blind Brothers, Arizona's original Blind Brothers window coverings. The Prescott Unified School District. Every child, every day. Todd Klein Properties and Investments. He'll help you sell your home faster and for more money. Prescott Badger football has also been brought to you by Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. Behind every project is a true value. House Chilson and Associates Insurance, your local independent agent since 1973. Thanks for tuning in to Prescott Badger football on KYCA.